Morning everybody, welcome to Jig Life. We're out here on Prince of Wales, based out of Craig for this particular adventure. Fishing with Captain Roby Medina at Red Sky Sportfishing, and we've got a beautiful morning. We're going to start with salmon, and we're going to mooch for salmon here to start. After we get going with that, I'm going to get some jigs out, work the iron, see if we can't get some coho to bite. There are pinks and coho swimming around right now, and I'm going to have Captain Roby kind of introduce his program to us for the next 3 days.
So I'm Roby Medina with Red Sky Sportfishing. I'm a local Prince of Wales Island. We're going to be salmon mooching here for cohos. It's early August on the north end of Noyes Island here. So the way we're going to be fishing is the cut plug herring and a hand-tied salmon leader. And I like to Westport the bait. Looks something like this. It's just one through the top and then a trailer on the side. So we'll be covering all depths from bottom up to the top, because the cohos can be at the bottom, or they could be at the top, or they could be at mid-water. So I'll mark them on the screen. I'll let the guys know where I see them, and we'll try to pass through those school of fish. And there's some kings around too, a lot of pinks and some cohos, so it should be a good morning.
Okay, so what we're doing with mooching is that this bait is cut so that it'll spin. And as we drop it down into the zone, as the captain tells us where the fish are, we drop down through the zone and then we reel it back up. The bait spins through the school, turns these salmon on to bite. Okay, so we're mooching for coho. Got a cut plug herring on. Using a Lemaglass Certified Pro. So this one's rated for 15 to 30. Dio Alexa line counter 400. So captain marks where the fish are in the water column. You drop down below to that spot and then you steadily reel it back to the surface. And the herring is cut in such a way and rigged so that it spins, a nice tight spin. What we're doing is a variation of mooching called motor mooching. So Captain Roby's got the boat in gear and we're moving 1.5, 2 knots, covering some ground, helping put a little more spin in the bait. Down and up. And we're catching, I don't know, probably 2 pinks to every coho so far. I'd say we got a dozen coho or so in the box, guesstimating. The weather's getting better. Pretty spectacular country out here. So I've gone all the way down to the bottom. Now about at this pace I'll reel it up. Maybe we'll have a willing participant latch on here. What I really like about this technique is that it's completely hands-on. You got the rod in your hand the whole time. You let the line out, you feel the salmon bite. A couple cranks of the reel, set the hook. I like it better than trolling, because trolling is usually just wait for the boat to hook the fish and then reel it in. So far today it's been more about finding them rather than getting them to bite. Marking at 50. That's really where these line counter reels come in handy. Zero it out. Drop it down. Because we're fishing in 65 feet of water. So it really wouldn't hurt to go all the way down to the bottom and crank up. But if you were at 100 feet of water and the fish were at 50, you don't want to waste the time going all the way down the bottom. Get down to about 60 and start cranking. Okay, I'm down where I want to be. Sometimes, and this is pretty cool, you'll drop it and you won't feel anything. And we call that the slack line bite, as the salmon grabs it on the way down. Usually people look kind of dumbfounded, like they're not sure what's going on. Okay, so schools at coho have been spotty around here, but when we locate them, Captain Roby marks them on the graph there, and now he's using the kicker motor to back troll us back over the position to keep us on the spot. It's pretty smart. I haven't seen this done before, but we're just we need just a few more coho, and then we've got 18 in the box. I need one more, and Kirk needs one more, and then we're done. Oh! What's this? What's this? That's the beauty of mooching there. Just work it through the column and then you find a fish. Can't tell yet if it's a coho or a pink. Oh, I think it's a coho from the way it's jumping. Oh yeah. And it's a coho. Ooh, solid. This guy's a master with the gaff. We've got another one on the other side. This could be the end of the coho game. What do you think, Kirk? What's your call? It's a mixed bag out here. We got pinks and cohos and chums and kings. We haven't seen a king yet, but we've seen the other 3 species. Big pink if it's a pink. Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Gorgeous. We just got started here fishing for salmon, maybe second drop, third drop. I was down 50 feet off the bottom or so when I got bit, so I got a coho. Or is that a little king?
Big coho.
That's a nice coho. Here, let's show the. Can you explain a little bit the markings on a coho to the viewers?
So a coho has a little bit bigger scales than a pink, and they don't have polka dot tails like a pink does. They have a little bit on the top half and sometimes the bottom half. They're more chrome. And they have a little bit of a purple hue to them right here, kind of where the color changes from dark to chrome.
Beautiful.
Right here. They're such a pretty fish.
So we've got 5 species of salmon swimming around out here, right? And you're catching all 5 of them, minus the sockeye, right? So how does this look different than a king?
So a king will have a black line on its lips, usually, and their teeth protrude a little bit more. They have bigger, sharper teeth. And they have a smell to them.
Yeah.
They just look different. They're bigger,
yeah.
fatter. Even a king this size would just be girthier.
Right. More football shaped.
More dots on its tail most of the time, and a little more purple to it. But they can have different colors.
Wow, that one just committed fully.
Yeah. Come do that.
Nice work there. This is what we call slackline bite. I'm dropping the bait. I'm in 87 feet of water, and at 36 feet I have slack. See that? That's slack. That means the fish has it in his mouth. So you just got to reel to catch up. And pulled it out. But he's following. Oh, and he's got it. And he's right next to the boat. Oh, and we're swinging a miss. It's kind of wide open out here. But we're trying to get through the pinks.
One thing that I've noticed after boating so many salmon over the years, I've been doing this for like 16 years now, guiding, is that pinks fight differently. They're very violent and quick, and the stuff they do very acrobatic, and they're kind of a pain to deal with, really. But these ones, they just fight differently. They're more kind of uniform, and pinks are just they're very like turbulent fish. They're a mess to get off. They don't stop shaking. They don't stop moving. I'd say they're not graceful. Not as graceful as a coho.
A little spastic.
Yeah.
This is fun. I mean, it's just fun. Light tackle, bigger fish. Like we've said before, you don't really know what you're going to get until you get it. Out here, it's everything swimming around together, and everything likes to eat what we're putting down, which in this case is a cut plug herring. I was just doing the normal power mooch and bringing it back up, and I probably got halfway to the top before whatever is attached here ate it. People think halibut lay on the bottom and eat, you know, dead stuff, carrion, and it's absolutely not the case. They're apex predators. They have to chase down what they eat most of the time, so we catch a lot of halibut on the troll. And I catch a lot of them halfway up the water column because they're chasing whatever I'm fishing with. We should see this soon. Where are you? If that's not a halibut, it's going to be a nice king. There's the weight. It's a halibut, and it's nice. That is nice. That might be an over.
It might be. I don't know. I think he's under.
Okay, that's a beauty.
He's under.
Let's whack this guy.
25, 30.
That's a beauty.
Once they get it close to 50, that's about the.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just got one hook in him, so I'm gonna rock him really hard. What the hell's that?
You're just puking out everything.
Done.
That's a beauty. Here, let me hold this fish up. You are good with that. Okay, I've seen enough people. You hardly miss. Oh yeah, that's the best halibut of the trip so far.
Nice. Hardly.
You never miss. I've seen many good batters in my day, but you might be the best, my man. Flip them up. Oh. Well, I miss a lot, so I'm impressed. Yeah, this is okay. So look at those things. Those are sea lice. Look how thick that fish is. I mean, that is perfect eater right there. That's like a 25, 30 pounder. What are you saying, cameraman? Spit it. Oh, check. So that's the camouflage side, right? So it lays down on the bottom and blends into the bottom. Not really sure why there's a white side, to tell you the truth. Yeah? What, so critters that are come up underneath it? Okay. Cameraman is saying, so critters that come up underneath it think they're looking at the sky. Yeah? All right, I'll buy that. At any rate, I would take this every day. That is perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's great right there. Okay, it's time for halibut action. All we need is one more halibut because we trolled up a couple earlier fishing for salmon. And so I wanted to show you, I'm fishing with this Mustad stagger bod, 250 gram jig. So 28 ounces, that's roughly 9-ounce jig right there. It's rigged assist style where there's a hook at the top. It's also got one off the bottom. Imagine the bottom's probably pretty soft here, being halibut country. So I'm not going to worry too much about it sitting down there, but see how this jig performs. I've got 5'9" Daiwa Saltiga travel rod, Lexa 400, spooled up with a 50-pound J braid. This is the meter J braid that changes color every 10 meters. Okay, and then I was just a shock leader of my own rigging, 150-pound Andy monofilament, about a 4 or 5 footer. This just allows captain to give something to grab hold of when it's time to release fish or land fish rather than having to grab the braid. And probably as important to any of this is to have some Procure butt juice. Okay, never leave home without it. And I've also got herring super gel, which I was using earlier. Got some salmon slammer bait oil that we used earlier as well. So Procure makes a wide range of scents and cures that all work really well. I always fish them out wherever, it doesn't matter where in Alaska I'm fishing. So let's send this down and see if we can't find a halibut. Okay, so I just hit bottom. A couple small jigs, that was a grab. And back up and down. Okay, see that? That's how we do it. And that's been how it goes every drop. A lot of times when you go out in the salt water, we call it fishing. I'm gonna call this catching. Pretty much as soon as we can get it down to the bottom, either halibut or lingcod's been chewing on whatever we drop. And we're just fishing jigs. We haven't even had to set up on anchor and wait any time, which is nice. Oh, how's that? If you want some of this, come out to Prince of Wales. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Bounce this off the bottom this jig off the bottom a few times. It's tipped with some herring tails from, or cut plugs from earlier when we were coho fishing. And it's got some herring super gel on it from Procure. That always helps. We're down about 300 feet, and this spot has been money, Captain Bro, because we were only here for about 2 minutes. We're already into our third fish. Oh. My early call's about a 40-pound halibut.
Seems got some weight to it.
It does.
I'm thinking lingcod is my guess.
Okay.
Is it? No, it's a ling.
Oh, thank you. You were right. Thank you very much.
So who else? We got I mean, he's not over 55, I don't think. No. I want to get this jig out. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, come on. Yeah.
That just happened. That just happened. He was calling it a ling the whole time. It felt like some good weight, but this is probably, what do you think, 30, 40-pound ling? Oh, yeah. Look at that beast. Look at that beast. Welcome to the Jig Life, ladies and gentlemen. So, what, that's probably not big enough?
No, he's 30 to 45. Oh, he's not over the 55. We'll see if he's over 45.
You think he's in the good range?
I think he's in the good range.
Ooh.
We'll see. He's going to go ape shit, but
okay.
To deal with it.
Yeah. That's an unexpected bonus right there. Okay, part of the program at Red Sky Sportfishing is to also target black rockfish. These are pelagic rockfish I've talked to you about in the past. There's healthy populations of black rockfish all throughout Alaska, and these are the ones that we want to target. Limit's 5 per day here. And of course, I bring my trusty Ahi USA. There's a 4-ounce bonita powder, and you can see how much has been chewed on. This thing's called lingcod and salmon, both coho and pinks, as well as a variety of different rockfish. So we're targeting blacks here. We're in 44 feet of water. So what I'll do, obviously see I use my Daiwa Lexa 300. I keep it on free spool. I've got a 50-pound J braid on here, and I just work it through the water column. I'll just keep my thumb on it and then let out another couple feet of line, make another snap up, a couple feet of line. What I've also been seeing today, which I don't normally see, is that they're chasing the retrieved jig as I reel it up off the bottom like this. Caught a bunch of fish that are just hammering it on the way up. Not really about where, I don't worry much about where they're at in the column. I just work it from top to bottom. Let out a few feet, pop it up, let it out a few feet, jig it up. most different. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say most jigs work. I like these IUSA ones, and that's a black rockfish right there. That's the target species. Some people call them black bass. Skip, you want to show them what that looks like?
A lot of people call them tacos. Fish tacos out of them.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes when they're fishing, people say Taco Bell.
Yeah. There are lots of different species of rockfish in Alaska. They can be difficult to determine which ones you've got. There's over 30. We're targeting the pelagic species. The non-pelagics need to be let back. So species like yellow eye and China and quillback. These are slow growing species that are closed. So the ones that we're targeting are going to be pelagics. And I think we got another one here. Yeah, that's a nice one. Home run hitter.
I hit them because they've got these quills here, a little bit of venom in them, and they really, really hurt. You can kind of see it go through the top of the skin. That's why I hit these little guys, so they don't flop around. Clean them out so you got nice fresh white meat. They call this Haida Camp because there used to be an old village here.
You've got a lot of stories to share after living a life here on Prince of Wales. Getting to fish with Roby for the first time has really been enjoyable for us. Not only are we catching lots of fish, but he knows the area. He's native Alaskan, born and raised here in Klawock, of Haida and Tlingit ancestry. And so telling us stories of places that his ancestors have been, and seeing it now, and then just hearing some of the stories of being in second grade and running your own skiff to go get crabs while you're at school. Well, I'm thinking about my own second graders. They're not running the skiff to go get crabs in school. Sharing a lot of cool stories and memories out here. And I don't know, you're 35, but you've been doing this half your life.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's in your blood, obviously.
Yeah, I grew up doing it. I've been fishing my whole life. I love the water. I have to renew my captain's license every 5 years, and you have to have, I forget how many days on the water, but it's just like, I mean, I could pick it, any month probably and get most of my days usually. Just spend so much time out here. It's so much fun and enjoyable and peaceful.
So tell me about your season. When do you start?
I start end of May and I run through usually the second week of September. Looks like we got a pink on over here. Is it?
So May, you're starting with kings.
Yeah, May's pretty king heavy. June is pretty king heavy with a few cohos at the end of it, but generally that's the prime king season. Would be like late June,
right,
to early July to mid July.
Right.
But we have such a big run here. I think we have some of the longest runs, ocean wise.
Right.
Because I'm catching, like, right at the harbor there, like right out, like, it shows where not even a minute drive.
Right. Well,
we're getting kings there.
Being, having access to open water, being out on the west side of the island, not only having passed by fisheries, but then the local ones, right? So that's pretty exceptional. And when you're king fishing, what else are you doing?
So early season, I troll. I use a flasher.
Yeah.
And I use a threaded herring. So I do that with downriggers. When it bites a little slow, we mooch too.
Right.
Salmon mooch, but trolling is a little more productive when there's not so much fish around.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you fish bottom fish at the same time when you're in that early season?
Yeah, we do. So we do the same. It's kind of the same deal. We do salmon first.
Right.
Salmon limits, and then we go out for halibut.
Right.
And it's the same thing. It's less coho, though. Not as
Right.
many fish, but
Right.
those are the king salmon purists, really. The ones who like, I don't care about the cohos, I want king salmon. You know, they love the runs, the big runs up the Kings take, and the swell on the ocean.
Oh yeah.
You know, all they want is that, you know, one fish a day.
Right. Well, when you get some pretty big ones down here too.
We do. So this year, I've gotten 2 36s and a 42.
Yeah, those are awesome fish.
Beautiful fish.
Most people, that's a fish of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when you roll into coho, which is obviously when we're here in early August, you know, we're power mooching, which is just great. I mean, anglers get to work the rods, and Kirk can tell you he's sleeping like he's half dead over there. We're making him reel in 20, 30, 40 fish a day. We can't even get a word out of him because he's just exhausted. So yeah, I can see why people want to catch coho, and mooching is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, the cool thing about mooching is that you're catching all species, so you just never know. And that can go a little bit with trolling, but because we're hitting the bottom, you're getting, you know, halibut, good bottom fish too. You can get lingcod, halibut, you get everything.
Right.
Just like as you've seen yesterday, we got the nicest halibut we got was mooching.
Right.
We got a few others. We got some keys mooching, and a lot of fleets and a lot of cohos.
Something's grabbing it deep.
And a couple other things that will not be named.
There have been a cool variety of species. So yeah, we've also had good luck here catching black rockfish. That's definitely the species to target. That's part of the beauty of being out in the saltwater in Alaska, and definitely in Southeast. You know, over 30 species of rockfish, lingcod. We just said 5 species of Pacific salmon. Most of the time sockeye aren't caught, but they're swimming down there, and then all these other assorted creatures that we don't typically target to eat, but just as an angler, seeing all this different life and the healthy ecosystem, eagles and whales and seals and sea otters and seabirds, and just the amazing, pure, untouched landscape of Prince of Wales. It's really a spectacular place. So. Hey, we appreciate you hosting us. We're having a good time. Caught lots of fish. Anything else you want to share with the viewers?
No, not. You know, think about Alaska. People are a little bit intimidated by the trip. Oh, Alaska is a long ways, and they think about, you know, it seems far away. But in reality, Prince of Wales is the southernmost point, really. Ketchikan is what, hour? Just under 2 hours, is it?
Yeah. It's an hour and 45 minutes or so from Seattle.
So it's not a big flight. It's not a bunch of skipping, jumping around, and hopping on little helicopters. You know, one flight to Seattle, and you can either ferry, or you can fly over.
Yeah. Halibut, maybe. Salmon. Could be a good salmon. It's putting a lot of bend in the rod. Yeah, it's great access from Seattle. Not only Alaska, but Delta flies now, and we didn't realize that. So the trip over was totally easy. I said to our guys here, this was the easiest commute we had on any trip so far this year. And one of the things I really appreciate about this little place is that everybody's waving at each other while you're out on the roads. It's a friendly place. We could use more of that in this country. Yeah, that's a halibut. Yeah, this might be a keeper halibut. We're just gonna put the grind on him, winch him down, lock it down. Any technique where I can feel the bite is my favorite way to fish. It's a halibut. It's a nice halibut on salmon gear, but we can do a little bit better. And the ocean conditions are looking decent enough that we're going to be able to get out there, so we're going to shake this one loose. Yeah.
This is a Westport. And everyone has their own little technique, fancy ways they bait. I found that this is quick, and for coho bites, it's, you know, baits in the water is kind of my thing. So, and it spins well enough.
It does spin well.
It's a nice tight spin.
Yeah, it does.
And it's quick. Other ways to double hook and things like that. I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not broken.
No, it spins well. I see you've got a nice mixture of Procure scents in there and rock salt and little oil, little WD-40.
Yep. I really like the Procure.
Yeah.
The squid oil. It seems like the squid seems to be pretty fishy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of their favorite foods, because I know when they hold in bays full of squid, like they bite so well, and their bellies are full of squid. Like when they're feeding on squid, that's the hottest spot I think you can get into.
Wide open, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Looks like I'm hooked into the last fish of the trip here. It's for one last halibut on the way up. This has been an awesome episode of the Jig Life. I want to thank Captain Roby Medina for hosting at Red Sky Sportfishing and showing us this awesome fishery. Kings, coho, pinks, chum salmon, halibut, lingcod, and a variety of rockfish. Thank my buddy Sniper from coming in from Minnesota. And of course, Ace behind the camera, Big B Woo, did it again. It's been an epic adventure. Oh yeah.
Good times, Captain. Yeah, it was a great trip. We had good fishing, good weather. Good days.
I'm going to say thanks to my sponsors, Daiwa, Procure. Say thanks to Mustad, Columbia Sportswear, Grundens. Without you guys, none of this is possible. Well, we're going to finish reeling this in, pack it up. We'll see you again in another adventure of the Jig Life.